Hey guys, RCT3 Crashes 100 here, and this is just a little extra video I'm going to create and produce before the video after the next video I'm going to make will be released. Consider it a little bit of a teaser. Today we're going to talk about culls and cull coins, and rather this one here isn't really a cull, it's just AG, about good. It's a coin that we have featured on this channel, but I just decided why not do it in a bit further detail, because we can take a look at what makes a coin AG and, you know, the different features of it. And we can also discuss just how the design wears in quite an interesting way. As mentioned in my last video with the war nickels, silver coins tend to age gracefully, so we're going to appreciate that. And we'll also compare it to a coin in better condition. So here's the coin we're going to be focusing on. It is none other, I'm holding a glove here because I'm going to be holding a coin in nice condition. It's none other than the San Francisco Reverse Walking Liberty 1917. As you can see here, this coin shows all the hallmarks of being in an AG grade. Turns out it's actually so worn down, it's so fuzzy that my camera actually isn't liking it. Its autofocusing is getting a bit fuzzy, so we'll just have to make do with what we've got. As you can see here, this coin has worn in such a way that there are some characteristics that make it stand out from other coin grades instead of just, you know, poor or lower or fair or other things like that, so lower grades. So as you can see here, this coin is very heavily worn. There is no real mint luster on it, you only have just the luster of the silver itself, which I might add is still fairly shiny. Years and years and decades of wear have given it this buffed appearance, this sort of burnished look, where it's just, I imagine if you were to put this under a microscope, the surface would actually look kind of rough. It's been worn smooth, but I'd imagine that there's lots of like indents and chinks and stuff in there that make it look a bit more flat and sort of really quite scratched. All the, like, over 100 years, essentially, of wear. The surface on it is probably quite interesting. As you can see here with the characteristics as well, almost all of the lettering here is gone. The bits that are left are very faint. Again, it's really faint. There we go, it's autofocused now. So as you can see here, the L in Liberty is extremely faint. The I is almost kind of cut in half, or at least it looks that way. The B has kind of melded into what's left of the flag being held by Liberty. The E again, the E is actually fairly intact. R again, sort of going into the olive branch, at least I think that's an olive branch. And the Y has just completely gone, along with God and Trust, with In God We Trust. Literally all of the lines on Liberty's body are gone. Except the very deep folds that you can see here. You can very vaguely see the sole of this shoe here is still intact, and you've got the sort of trace of the fold at the base of the dress. Some of the stars on the flag are still intact, like this one here right up close, mostly because it's really deep. It's quite a recessed area on the design of the coin, so I suppose it's just managed to escape being largely destroyed. But the back of the coin is a bit of an interesting story. From what I've noticed, it's actually quite a bit more detailed than I would have thought. So you still have some details here, such as this joint on the wing, which you can vaguely see the edge on. That's quite interesting. Some of the feathers, as you can see here on the edge, are detailed. I thought this line here was on the design, but it turns out that's just a fairly recent scratch, you could say. That one certainly wasn't caused by me. The lettering on here is a bit better. You can actually make out everything here. E pluribus unum, United States of America, and $half. There's an interesting bit of wear here, or actually it's probably just a bit of weird staining, this black mark, which is quite interesting. Something I've noticed, again, with a lot of Walking Liberties, is this line here on top of the eagle's head, which I believe is where the eyebrow kind of lies, or the edge of the eyebrow. That tends to survive along with this flap on the edge of the wing. Regardless of the coin grade, and I have seen on the internet some coins which have worn a lot worse, that seems to stay intact. Again, that might just be because it's a fairly recessed part of the design. It's not likely to get worn compared to other parts. The other thing I can describe, which I'm not sure if the camera is going to show, although I've made sure that all my lights are on, so it should be showing up, hopefully, is this coin turns an interesting, almost whitish colour under the right light, because it's not really that lustrous, it's not very reflective, it's just sort of a bit dull. It kind of turns white in places. Under the right light, it sort of turns this whitish colour. So just as you have these grey patches here, and this is something which I don't think the camera's going to really pick up, it's kind of there. Look around Liberty's shoulder here. You can kind of see there's a white patch. I'm not sure what's causing that, if it's just some very strange chemical build-up on there, but under the right light, sometimes you can see a lot more of that white, mostly around sort of, again, just there where the arm would be, the left arm, I think. So yeah, that is a very quick look here. We're going to just end this video quickly by bringing in a AU coin. I'm going to put this in on the same design, and you can see the difference is vast. I think I should have brought in just a VG or fine coin, just for comparison, because this really doesn't sort of show a very good comparison, to be honest. But I suppose it kind of shows the difference. Older Walking Liberties tend to be much harder to find in good condition, so they are worth quite a fair bit more than the common date, fairly more recent Walking Liberties. 1943 and 1942 are both very common years. So yes, that is more or less where we're going to end. Now, I'm going to quickly tease a video I've got in the pipeline. I'm going to be looking at some cull coins. I've ordered some from APMEX, but we're going to compare old culls with new culls. And what I mean by that is we're going to look at eagles, maples, morgans, and peace dollars. And we're going to just see, may the culliest of culls, if that makes sense. So may the culliest of culls win. That should be quite fun. I hope you've all enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. I'm Master23 Crashes 100, over and out.